Hey guys, Raymond here from our Hatfield Photography. I'm here today to tell you the 6 biggest mistakes that I think all new wedding photographers make. First off, they got gas. That's gear acquisition syndrome. That's gear acquisition syndrome. As the husband of a medical professional, I'm told that this is a pretty serious condition. I know. We lust after all the photos that the pros take with their Nikon D4Ss or their 85 1.2s, and we think that we need all the same gear, otherwise we're just gonna get laughed out of town. I'm here to tell you that I don't think that you can grow until you realize that, just like Chase Jarvis said, the best camera is the one that you have with you. I mean, there's YouTube videos dedicated to giving pros cheap or even toy cameras just to prove that it's not the camera that you shoot with, it's the experience and it's the skill that you have. So since it's the skill and experience that makes the pro, just forget about the whole megapixel race. Honestly, I mean, I've seen weddings shot on an iPhone that look absolutely fantastic. So I don't want to hear you say that your Canon T3i isn't enough to get you started with. Alright, number 2 is that they're just scared to take control. No matter how well planned out a wedding is, something's gonna go wrong. I don't care if somebody's late, something didn't show up, or somebody's gotta go, get something to replace it. There's gonna be a barrage of other show-stopping issues, and you're gonna have to deal with it. When you're first starting out, you're probably not working with a wedding coordinator or a wedding planner who's gonna be the one to make sure that everybody stays on schedule. And for some reason, the photographer just gets looked at as the pro who's there to make sure that everybody's on time. I don't know why. I don't know. But regardless, because of this, you're going to be looked at sometimes to make decisions. Maybe somebody's going to want to go outside and take a series of photos, and you know that maybe the groomsmen have had too much to drink and they're going to be hard to wrangle together, so you have to be the one to confidently say, you know what, I think that we can get that photo right here, right now, without having to go outside, and then just be sure enough in your abilities to get that photo. Okay, number 3 is they will miss the shot because it's not technically perfect. The first wedding that I shot, I made all of these rookie mistakes. But honestly, this one is probably the one that I regret the most. I wanted to deliver to the client the best image quality possible. So because of that, I shot the entire wedding at ISO 100. Bad idea. I thought that the client would appreciate the image quality more than they would being able to capture the moment. Like a first dance. So I ended up shooting the entire first dance at a ½ a second. Yeah. When I gave the photos to the clients, I couldn't understand why they were so upset that all of their first dance photos were blurry. I mean, couldn't they see that beautiful grain structure? At that moment, I quickly learned that every single bride in the world would much rather have a grainy photo of her and her husband during their first dance than a blurry photo. So I stopped worrying about my ISO and I just started focusing on getting the shot. Time for number 4. Time for number 4. 4 is they just stop trying to wow the client. What are you doing? We spend so much time marketing and actually trying to find new clients that when we actually do book one, it's easy to feel like the hardest part is over and that we can just kind of relax until the wedding. But let me tell you something, if you email them periodically just to ask how wedding planning is going or if they have any questions, they're gonna trust you better. And when they trust you better, that's gonna shine through in all of your photos. And when you spend more time on the wedding day with the bride than she does with her new husband, that trust is super important. Let me ask you something. Do you remember how good it felt the last time you got a handwritten card in the mail? I bet it was pretty awesome, right? So go ahead and send your bride and groom a handwritten thank you card the day after their wedding. Why not? It doesn't have to be anything fancy or special, and who knows, they might even take a picture of it, post it on Facebook or Instagram and tag you in it, and we all know that referrals are the easiest bookings anyway. Or sign up for Animoto. Seriously, it's $10. It creates a video slideshow for you to give to the clients, which is just one more thing for them to share with all of their friends with your name on it. But not only that, it's fantastic for your website's SEO. Seriously, in fact, I wrote an entire article on why I use Animoto and how it's helped me, which you can see on my website. That's rhatfieldphotography.com. All right, number 5 is they spend too much time editing. After I delivered my first wedding, I wanted to give up. Seriously, it took me over a month to deliver 640 photo. And I knew that I would get backlogged very quickly if I didn't come up with some sort of solution. Every photo I would adjust exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, saturation, sharpening, and then of course add a vignette. Duh. And then I was on to the next photo. Exposure, contrast, highlight, shadow, sharpening, saturation, and then of course another vignette over and over and over again. And I would be stressing over 1/10 of a stop of exposure or 1 or 2 points of contrast. Let me tell you something, the client is not going to care how much sleep you lost over each individual edit. And honestly, I found myself making a lot of the same edits, so I ended up just making myself a preset in Lightroom. I would apply that preset on import, and then I would just go through all the photos and make minor adjustments. I cut down my editing time to a quarter of what it was before. We made it to number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 is they're just way too uptight with their photos. You're creative, I'm a creative. As photographers, we have to be creative to separate ourselves from our competition. Our photos are our art, so it's easy to become protective over them. We write in our contracts that clients cannot manipulate our images in any way, shape, or form, because we are the paid professional. But we're not just getting paid for a day's work, we're getting paid for our experience. Our experience editing, that's a lot of time that we spend trying to hone our craft. Okay, imagine this. Somebody buys a Van Gogh painting, they bring it home and they say, this shouldn't be some stupid starry night, this should be a sunny afternoon. So they go ahead and paint on a childlike sunset, just destroying this masterpiece. It's easy to imagine with how easy Instagram and Facebook make it to apply filters over your photos that our clients would be doing the same thing with our work, right? Okay, here's the thing. You're not Van Gogh. It's not the same thing. And honestly, in my experience, once you're out of that sub $1,500 price range, the clients take what you do very seriously and they're not gonna just be applying filters over your photos. So don't take it to heart. You've just started off. This is a stepping stone. Think of it as a learning experience. So that's it. Those are the 6 biggest mistakes that I see new wedding photographers making. Now it takes a lot of work, but if you correct these mistakes, I guarantee that you too will become a successful wedding photographer. Alright guys, this is Raymond Hatfield. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, comment below. See you later.